So as we know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a lot of work to do in the offseason, and it starts with re-signing players. So today's video, we are going to take a look at the players that are going to be free agents for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and which players they should re-sign, which players they should let go, and even maybe a couple of players that the Buccaneers should cut before the upcoming free agent period that starts in March. We have a couple of months here before this all happens, so I figure this will be the first video, off-season video, if you will, that I will be doing. So the first player that we're going to be talking about is Brent Grimes, the 34-year-old cornerback who's actually performed very well for us in terms of how gameplay-wise he came with us 2 years ago. And since he's been with us, he's been far and above our top cornerback, maybe our top defensive back in terms of talent overall. He's been in coverage, he's been good. Obviously, he's been able to play better than what his size indicates, as he's done throughout his whole career. However, at the age of 34, you really got to question whether or not you really want to bring back a guy who's 34. This is even considering if Brent Grimes doesn't retire right now. He is 34, like I just stated. So what do you do with him? In my opinion, I would say you probably should bring him back. If not, in the re-signing period, let it go to free agency and then negotiate there and then potentially bring him back. Yes, Brent Grimes is 34 years old. However, he has been playing at a very decent level. And I don't know if he necessarily he probably does deserve the $7 or $8 million that we'd be giving him, maybe even more. Right now, he's making almost $7 million. So I really do feel that he has earned a $8 million contract, at most $8.5 million probably. But I do feel that yeah, we should bring him back. We shouldn't get rid of him, and maybe let him go to free agent market, maybe not. I don't know. It really just depends on how he feels about how he wants to come back with the team. But moving on to another secondary piece, we have T.J. Ward, the safety that the Bucs signed at the beginning of the year. I believe it was during the preseason or the regular season, I can't remember which. The 31-year-old safety, actually, who just recently got arrested for possession of marijuana. He has since denied those charges, and he is going to go to court to combat them or whatever. He's going to combat the charges. I don't know if he's going to court. But he made $4 million last year. Should we keep him? Should we let him go? Honestly, I'm going to say we let him go. And the main reason is because we got to have accountability, and we need to have accountability. Accountability is something that we haven't had in a long time. And we got to start making these players responsible for their actions. If you mess up and you're expendable, you should be shown that you're expendable, you know? That should be the case. You know, we've done a pretty decent job of it. We get rid of ASJ. We've gotten rid of a couple of players who were bad cases, but we need more of that accountability. And to be frank, TJ Ward didn't do the best. Obviously, he didn't have the best scenario. He had very little time to learn the playbook and whatnot. But I feel we can roll with guys like Chris Conte, Justin Evans, Keith Tandy, Josh Robinson, and maybe another rookie or a free agent signing and be just as good, honestly. Evan Smith, 31-year-old center / left guard. I will say, yeah, we might want to bring him back. Obviously, we have our center, Joe Hawley, who's still on contract, and Evan Smith made $3.5 million last year. But I feel he's good depth. He's obviously a veteran. He's 31 years old, and he provides a good depth piece. He's certainly not bad. He's not terrible by any means. He's a good backup, in my opinion, and I feel that that's kind of his role now, and I think he wouldn't be that bad at it. Ryan Fitzpatrick's next, quarterback, 35 years old. He made $3 million last year, and it really just depends on whether or not you want Ryan Fitzpatrick or Ryan Griffin to be your backup quarterback, because both of them are just that. They're backup quarterbacks. You're not really going to be bringing in Ryan Griffin to be a starter anywhere else. He might retire. He could very well retire. And if he doesn't retire, then I'm going to say that we go ahead and probably not bring him back. I know they really like Ryan Griffin. I don't mind Ryan Griffin. I haven't seen him play that much. But I feel we could also upgrade at the quarterback position without him. I feel like we could get a better backup besides Ryan Fitzpatrick. Who knows, if the Bears release Mike Glennon, maybe you get Mike Glennon back, or another long list of quarterbacks that you could get. You know, it just depends. Next is Clinton McDonald. He made $3 million. He made $3 million last year. Defensive tackle, 30 years old. I'm going to say go ahead and bring him back because he has actually been one of the better defensive linemen that we've had for years. He's probably number 2 He's probably the second best defensive lineman we've had in the last few years when compared to everybody else. Because obviously Gerald McCoy's number 1, but I would definitely say that Clinton McDonald's probably number 2. He's good depth. He's really good. He's also very good for the community, and he's not a bad locker room influence. I think he's a very good locker room influence. So when you factor in stuff like that, he's honestly not a bad player to have, and I think you can get him at a very affordable contract. So yeah, I would say bring him back. He's very good depth. He's very, very good depth. I don't know why they didn't play him that much this year as they could have. He's certainly better than Chris Baker in my opinion, and they should certainly use him more. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely bring back Clinton McDonald. Next is Nick Folk. No. Silver Cilia, he was put on the IR this year, I believe he was, or maybe he wasn't, but he made $1.1 million last year, 28, defensive tackle. I'm going to say go ahead and move on for him. I think we can get better depth. I think we can get better depth, be in the form of a rookie. We still have Stevie, I can't remember his last name, Tua Kubalu or something. We still have him at defensive tackle, so he's kind of going to be that maybe 3rd or 4th guy. And if the Bucs decide to keep Chris Baker, which I honestly don't think they will, you have some fine depth, and Silver Cilia really doesn't fit into that too well. He's not really needed. He's expendable, and you could probably get younger, fresher guys for more money, or for about the same type of money. Keith Tandy, safety, 28 years old, made $925,000 last year. I'm going to go ahead and say keep him. He's very good safety depth in my opinion. He should have played. He should have been the starter this year. Instead, they opted with Chris Conte and Justin Evans, which wasn't bad. But I still feel Keith Tandy's probably better than Chris Conte at this point. Yes, Chris Conte played out of his mind, but I also feel like Keith Tandy wasn't bad. Yes, he got shaken out of his cleats by Devontae Freeman one-on-one, but that's Devontae Freeman. He shakes most people out of their cleats one-on-one. So really, I think he's great depth. He's also a very good special teams player, and he also has the ability to be a starter. So if you can get him for a little bit, at least a little bit more money than what he just got last year, then I think you're golden with that kind of depth. Next is Garrison Sanborn, 32, long snapper. Probably not. You can probably get a younger long snapper for about the same price, so I'd say no. Justin Trotute, defensive end, 29 years old, made $855,000 last season. I'm going to go ahead and say no. We really need to retool that defensive line, and I think that that's pretty much wiping the board of anybody who isn't, or at least at defensive end. We're going to pretty much have to wipe the board from everybody who isn't Noah Spence and maybe Robert Ayers and William Golston. But the depth really needs to be changed up, and we need to get rid of all these old... We need to get rid of these depth pieces and bring in some newer guys who might provide us with better opportunities. And maybe we keep Ryan Russell, maybe, but that one's probably not going to happen. Next is Adam Geddes, though, guard, 29 years old, made $782,000 last year. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Again, you can probably get an undrafted rookie or a younger free agent who's a couple years younger, maybe 27, who can probably play at the same level as Adam Geddes. So I'm going to go ahead and say no to that. Robert McClain, 29 years old, cornerback, $775,000 last year was his contract. I would say yes. Obviously, we're probably gonna we might wipe some of that cornerback depth too, minus obviously Brent Grimes, Bernard Hargraves. Those two are pretty much the only two who are safe, I feel, in our cornerback situation. Everybody else is pretty much free game to get released and whatnot, but I feel if you did have to bring back one guy to be a part of that depth again, I'm going to say it's Robert McClain. He didn't play bad, but he's probably like a 5th quarterback type guy on a team, maybe a 4th cornerback type of guy. He's certainly not bad depth. He's nowhere near the position of being a good starter, but I feel if he needed to, he could play some snaps and it wouldn't be that bad. So I would definitely say bring him back for depth. Charles Sims, 27 years old, running back. I'm going to say, honestly, it's my opinion, I'm going to say yes, bring back Charles Sims, because if... Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to retool that running back position. A lot of people have been saying it. Get rid of Doug Martin, get rid of Jaquiz Rogers, get rid of Peyton Barber, get rid of all these guys. Honestly, I feel if you just got rid of Doug Martin and brought in somebody else, if you had Peyton Barber, Jaquiz Rogers, Charles Sims, or somebody else, it could have been Jeremy McNichols, but it wasn't Jeremy McNichols. Charles Sims is a very good pass-catching running back. He's got a good size, 6 foot tall. Got some good weight to him. I feel he could be a very good pass-catching option moving forward if they decide to use him more. And I feel Jason Light does like him. I don't know if Dirk Cutter likes him or not, but I feel that he does have a potential to be a very good, like, third down-ish type back. He's definitely got the size for it. So I would say if you're really pounding the rock with, like, Peyton Barber, and you're, if you're really pounding the rock with Peyton Barber, and then you decide to, you know, do passing downs and you go with Charles Sims, I don't think it would be that bad, to be honest. Next is Will Clark, again, wiping away that defensive end depth. He is 26 years old, but still, we're going to just wipe that away. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Darius Glanton, outside linebacker, I'm going to say yes. He's actually been very good while he's been on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have no complaints for Darius Glanton. I think he's done good. It sucked that he broke his leg, but I feel he's actually pretty good depth. So I would say yes to Darius Glanton. Cameron Brate, 26 years old. He's a restricted free agent, so he is... The next guys, starting with Darius Glanton from here on out, these guys are, a few of these guys are restricted free agents. Just to go ahead and point that out for you. All the guys that I've just mentioned were unrestricted free agents. So Cameron Brate, yes, put him on that tender and just keep him as long as you can. Judah Barima and Adam Humphries, same thing. Keep those guys. They're young. Cameron Brate's 26. Judah Barima is 25, and Adam Humphries is 24. Definitely keep Judah Barima and Adam Humphries and Cameron Brate. They're very good depth. Cameron Brate's a starter. Adam Humphries could be a starter. And I really do feel like Judah Barima could be a starter. He did get injured, so that did stink. But I think that those three could be pretty decent players for our team. So definitely keep all three. Next is Kevin Panfield, though. Guard, 27 years old. I'm actually going to go ahead and say and move on from him. He's been a very good gadget offensive lineman since we've had him, but I feel that we can get a better version of him in free agency for yes, a little bit more money, but he could also, the guy that we get might also be a starting option as well. Kevin Panfield right now, in my opinion, is not a starting option. He used to be. I used to think he was, but right now he just didn't do good this year, so I'm definitely going to say no. Ryan Russell, again, if we did have to keep somebody out of all these defensive ends, I would say Ryan Russell might be the guy. He's 25 years old, restricted free agent, so just kind of slap that tender on him and, you know, just you know, work it from there. You know, I wouldn't be mad if we kept Ryan Russell. Peyton Barber, he is what is known as a exclusive restricted free agent. Him, Patrick Murray, and Javian Elliott. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to say keep Patrick Murray, keep Peyton Barber, and keep Javian Elliott probably. Again, we do need some more cornerbacks, but I feel like you could at least keep him to, you could keep Javian Elliott to compete for a spot on the roster. Same with Judah Barima. You know, keep these guys on there, and Robert McClain. Just keep these guys at least until the preseason because it's not going to cost you that much money. Patrick Murray, I'm a Patrick Murray truther, so keep him. I think he's going to be one of the best options that we have at kicker. And then Peyton Barber, you know, again, keep him. Peyton Barber could very well end up being our starter next year. Who knows? But 23 years old. If not, he's at least a pretty solid backup. But I'm telling you, if we kept the running back stable of Peyton Barber, Charles Sims, and Jaquiz Rogers, and we ended up signing a free agent like a Jerick McKinnon or a power back, and then we drafted a rookie who has the same skill set, I wouldn't be mad. I really like our running backs right now, minus Doug Martin. So yeah. I like keeping those three guys. So, again, guys, quick review. Keep Brent Grimes. Get rid of TJ Ward. Keep Evan Smith. Probably get rid of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Keep Clinton McDonald. Get rid of Nick Folk. Get rid of Sil Versilia. Keep Keith Tandy. Get rid of Garrison Sanborn. Get rid of Justin Tretout. Get rid of Adam Geddes. Keep McClain. Keep Sims. Get rid of Will Clark. Keep Darius Glanton. Keep Cameron Brate. Keep Judah Barima. Adam Humphries, keep him. Get rid of Kevin Panfield. Keep Ryan Russell, Peyton Barber, Patrick Murray, and Javian Elliott. That is all the people that we have. 23 players that the Bucs got to re-sign. It'll be very interesting to see who they re-sign and who they decide to get rid of. But let me know personally what players you guys want the Buccaneers to keep, what players you want them to get rid of, and all of the stuff in between. I will be making a video soon talking about possible free agents that the Bucs might be signing. Obviously, we're going to do that the closer we get to the free agent period. I also have some videos coming up soon about draft prospects, as well as a couple more collaborations coming up. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did with a like down below, as well as a comment in the comment section giving your opinion about stuff. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. But until then, goodbye for now, guys.